Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Neelambujashyamalkomalangam Sita Samaropita Vamabhagam Panau Mahasayakacharu Chapam Namami Ramam Raghuvanshanatham. Adorations to Lord Rama, whose complexion is like a blue lotus, very tender and delightful in appearance. Sita is seated on his left side, and he's carrying a powerful bow and arrow in his hands. Sri Ramcharitmanas in Ayodhya Kand, and we are verse number 239. The context is that Bharata and Shatrughna, along with Guha Nishad, and followed by entire select personalities from Ayodhya, queens, guru, all ministers, etc. Remember, they are coming to bring Rama back to Ayodhya, and so that he will be the king. So they have the entire setup for coronation, to coronate Rama. And subtle point behind all this, the philosophical point, is that you are being given the illustration, an inspiring example of the role of bhakti, devotion, in your spiritual path. Spiritual path, again reminding you, is integral. Your action, your emotion, your will and reason, all these should get out of season. I'm joking. All this should get out of limitation. They should become basis for melody of eternity, not malady for beginningless time. If they are not in accord, perfect harmony, bringing out the music of the soul, the best music that can lull the soul to eternal sleep, leaping out of the world process. That's what I mean, sleep. Keeping that in view, how these four aspects interact, aid each other, and bring out ultimately the absolute glory and the truth of Rama. Balakala basana jatil tanu syama janumuni besha kinharati kama. Bharata sees Rama, Lakshmana, Sita, and they are in a satsanga atmosphere. Satsanga is progressing. Rama is giving some talks on great scriptures, and all in people who are in that ashram and close by, they have all come together, entranced by the teachings being given by Rama. But the whole setup is seen by Bharata from a distance. And how, in his view, how does Rama look like? So first hear how it looks like in his view. Second point, create the same view for yourself. Don't leave it for Bharata to enjoy it. Try to understand. The teaching is for every soul to attain enlightenment. See, Bharata enjoyed darshan of Rama. It should not become a story for you. You should enjoy the darshan of Rama. So the whole setting has that subtle message for every person. That's what purpose of Sadhvadhyaya is. Now, how does he see? Balkal Basan, the dress of Rama is not all fashionable royalty, but simple leaves and what forest has created adornment for your body. Forest-based adornment. It has simple message of simple living. It has profound message that your clothes should be sublime, based on spiritual values. The more value in yourself, your value is increases by spiritual virtues. And greater the value, greater is your good looks. And what is the best look that you should have, that Rama has? Tanushyama. What's the best look in the whole world around you, day by day? The look of the sky. Because everyone looks separate, differently at different times. The sky doesn't. It looks the same. Ask the sky. And that's, allegorically speaking, turn your attention to self-realization, developing Balkal Basan, forest-based clothes that bring out the beauty of nature. Jatil, here is so dressed up in the form of matted locks. And every lock locks up a lot of secrets. Secrets of spirituality. Shiva's matted locks. One of the secrets of his matted locks is the Ganges River. So understand, matted locks is not just locked up. And in that setup, in that type of dressing, Rama and Sita, how do they look like? As if they are the embodiment of Rati and Kama. Sita is the embodiment of Rati. Rati is delight, spirit of delight. More popular language, amorous delight. Sita is not just amorous, she is rabarous. Rabarous delight. Her delight is not based on pleasure of the senses. Her delight is Rama. That's the delight that every soul has to come to discover. Until then, Vishaya Sukh will keep a person shifting from one embodiment to another, from one state to another, a world of constant change, a world of constant sorrow and misery. So, that's the ideal Rati. Sita is not just Rati, ordinary Rati. She is the absolute Rati. Sita is Viveka Buddhi, intuitive bhavana, that type of feeling that brings intuitional knowledge. feeling gives you greatest delight. Thoughts enter, intelligence enters, good ideas come to your mind, but the real delight comes from your heart. And that heart-based delight arising out of the revelation or understanding that the greatest loved one is very close to you. And how close? He is your innermost self, the absolute self. So that type of purified feeling that reveals, that brings out the revelation that you are essentially Brahman, the absolute. That is million times of ordinary rati. Likewise, Rama is embodiment of Kama, Kamadeva, the deity behind amorous love. Rama is deity of Ram-Ras love. Now Rama Sita's beauty is being expressed further. Kar kamalani dhanusaya kuperat, yeti jalani harat hasi herat. Rama is holding in his hands dhanu sayak, bow and arrow. Bow is in one side, he is looking at his arrow, petting the arrow, ever ready to discharge his arrow. Now, what does that really mean? It means that Rama, allegorically presenting the relation of Ishvara with Jiva. God is the ocean of compassion. Sufferings of the souls are not to stay on in his sight. So Rama is ever waiting, as it were, is allegorical language, for a devotee to open his heart for devotional movement. The moment he sees his devotee is being obstructed by impurities, Rama shoots his arrow. Anger comes in, and Rama shoots the arrow. Makes you understand it shouldn't be there. But every impurity that Rama shoots off, from the point of view of the aspirant, it's not an easy. You adopted a plan to go to a certain project, to have a wonderful time for pleasure and all types of merrymaking. Now, and you have been sadhaka. Rama's arrow is being sharpened to frustrate your project. And it's out of compassion. After you could come to realize how blessed you have been not to have been drawn into that type of distraction. So Rama is waiting, and his arrows are endless. And every moment he can shoot you. Also his arrow represents act of grace. Whenever you are ready, whenever your effort becomes sincere, grace begins to aid your movement, accelerate your movement. So grace energy is Rama's arrow. And when you are led by Rama's arrow, there is no failure in this. Lasata manju muni mandali madhyasiya raghuchandu jnana sabhajanu tanu dhare Bhagati Satchidanand. Now, how do Rama and Sita look from a distance? First, you see the Muni Mandali, a vast assembly of great spiritual personalities. They are Munis. They are all devoted to manana, mind leading to God realization, a Godward mind. Whoever possesses it is a Muni. And he can be also described as a sage. Sage means wisdom highlighted. So in this Muni Mandali, Rama shines as if Rama and Sita both, as if bhakti has become embodied, personification of bhakti. That's Sita. In this context, Sita is love of Rama. And Rama himself is Satchidananda. So bhakti and Satchidananda both have become embodied as Rama and Sita. Satchidananda is Brahman. Satchit Ananda. Sanuj Sakha Samet Magan Man Visare Harasha Shoka Sukha Dukha Gan Pahi Nath Kahi Pahi Gosai Bhutal Pare Lakut Ki Nai. All these are poetic description, and I will give you subtle beauty of it. Bharata is with his younger brother Shatrughna and friend Nishadaraj Guha. Philosophically, I have pointed it out. Nishadaraj Guha is Matri Bhavana, friendliness. All your spiritual movement, the most profound key that makes you succeed is not to hold unfriendly attitude to your practice. Don't hold unfriendly attitude towards anything, because if you hold unfriendly attitude towards people and objects, and then that attitude is going to affect you as well. You will be seeing your own weaknesses, seeing your own frustrations, and developing constant idea that with all this, impossible for me to practice meditation. I have no time. So that type of unfriendly attitude to your sadhana, to your disciplines, to the way you live your life, if you have an unfriendly attitude towards all this, means a negative attitude. Instead, you should have friendly attitude. God is your source, Rama. And friendly attitude brings you to Rama. Because that friendly attitude is such a friend of Rama that Rama will never ignore you. When Nishada has brought anyone to Rama, Rama is extremely thrilled. I'm putting all these words just to make you understand the role of unfriendly attitude in your mind. And this is highlighted in the Upanishadic Samvrata. Tapantam na ninde tadvratam. If it becomes too hot, don't sit down complaining about it. Do something. Varshantam na ninde. Rains too much. Don't do the same thing. And similarly, don't oppose human beings, don't oppose animals and birds, but allow your mind to be calm and relaxed. Ahamasmi upasita. I alone am. All this is nothing but I am. Not the ego. Ego is plenty ego. But I is only one. Ego-based identity is like reflected suns, countless jars of water. The real identity is the sun. Sun is the only one. This is not a astronomical lesson. Sanuj sakha samet maganaman visare harasa soka sukha dukha gan. Now when they had the darshan of Rama from a distance, Bharata, along with his brother Shatrugna and friend Guha Nishad, that Bharata, he became so overwhelmed with divine love that immediately his mind was absolutely free of harsh, shok, joy and sorrow, sukh, dukh, pleasure and pain. Human mind is always trapped by all this. So, most times there is constantly mind is working upon bringing some bitter news and trying to make it better. I'm joking. The idea is your mind gets accustomed to bitter news in such a way. If you don't receive the bitter news, you become tired, bored. Nothing new is happening. Everything is peaceful. So that type of tendency of the mind to lean towards holding on to bitter things of this world, subjecting itself to joy and sorrow, pleasure and pain, mind constantly subjected to this, doesn't have that opportunity to turn its attention to ever-present reality. And that reality is Rama. It is Rama that shines in the form of your soul. Not a single movement that you make is without Rama. And that Rama is your essential nature. Such a big news is there. Such a big treasure lies within your own heart. And even though you hear 100 times, you're not excited. But when you hear someone won a big lottery, ears perk up. I'm joking. But the idea to understand is not a scolding over anybody. But this is a predicament of conditioned mind. And Bharata, uttering these words, O Lord, He Nath, Pahimam, two ways statements are Pahimam means literal meaning, protect me. Raksha karo. Pahi and Raksha are synonyms in Sanskrit language. Let me give you the meaning of both words. Raksha, Ra is Rama. Aksha, eyes. If your eyes are directed to Rama, nobody can hurt you. Jako rakhe saiya maar in sake hain koi. All the simple trick not to be affected by the entire world and all its problems. And it is so spontaneous and joyous. And that, when a person begins to develop that insight, it matches up with the process of surrender. The whole personality begins to surrender. The joy of surrender is like a baby coming in the arms of the mother in a very healthy setting. So Raksha, Aksha, eyes, turn to Rama. Create an affirmation. Every day, whenever you have little time, breathe in and feel your vision is going from the feet to the face of Rama. Now your Aksha has gone there. Catch his smile. Breathe out softly. You are coming head, bringing the head down to his lotus feet. Very simple pranayama called deep breathing. And you can use similar in other pranayama. But this is very simple because breathing is very easy for you. Nobody has to give you big instructions. But even simple affirmation becomes a key to promoting boundless spiritual progress and ultimately leading to realization. So that's all that is implied by Raksha. Another word is used, Pahi. Pa is pada movement, feet movement. But feet movement has two troubles because there are a lot of obstacles on your path, thorns, rubbles, little rocks, sharp-edged rocks, stones. And when you walk through this dangerous path, which is the world process, all that you see is ah, ah, ah. But Godward movement brings the movement, your foot movement, into ah, ah. Oh, oh. That's why we call it Pahi. Pa that leads you to ah, ah, ah movement. Ha-u, ha-u, ha-u. Another word is Trahimam, which has two meanings. Trahi, I'm surrendering. My surrender, complete the surrender in three ways. Manasa, Vacha, Karmana. The mind, speech, action. All the three under divine grace, embellished by grace. So you are activating all the three. That's the way you live. But nobody can hurt you now because all that you are doing, you have become a channel of God's will. Trahi. So when you say Trahimam, that's what you want God to promote. Another, you are beyond three aspects of relative consciousness: seer, seen, and sight. You don't want to stay in a dream-like state where three things go wrong. That's called Trahimam. So always you hear in prayers, Trahimam, Pahimam. So that's what Bharata said. And fell prostrate before Rama's direction, just like a danda. Danda is a stick. But even the word danda has its meaning. How can you surrender, just like becoming a straight stick, to Rama? If you have assimilated three Dhamma, controlling the mind and senses, Dana, charity, Daya, compassion. If these three have been well assimilated, nourished by these three, your soul becomes qualified to discover who am I. If these three nourishment doesn't enter, your soul remains unqualified, obstructed. All this I'm giving a profounder meaning, but in ritualistic level, all this is again the most gracious acts of worship, of spiritual discipline. You go to temples and meet sages, etc. You follow a righteous code of how you meet, how you prostrate, how you adore, and all that. All that is not being negated, that's what I'm trying to say. But also understand the deeper movement. By those acts of kneeling down, surrendering, what you are bringing to your mind, the goal, the mantra, what the real project of your mind is, leading the soul to God realizing. Bachan saprem लखन पहचाने करत प्रणाम भरत जिए जाने बंधु स्नेह सरस यही ओरा उत्साहिब सेवा बस जोरा. Hearing these words, Lakshmana, who was attending on Rama, so his face was towards Rama. Rama's own vision was obstructed. I'm giving you a physical setup. Rama's vision was towards Lakshmana. And behind all that is Bharata at a distance. So Rama doesn't see Bharata immediately. Lakshmana has to inform him. But even when Lakshmana informs him, Lakshmana in the beginning was unable to see Bharata. But somehow he heard the words and had a little glimpse of what was going on. But since he was attending on Rama, he didn't want to break the service he was rendering to Rama, no matter whatever may be the external circumstances. That type of description has come, and I will explain to you deeper meaning. In a storyline, first Lakshmana faces a problem. Bachan sapem lakan pahichane, karat pranam bharat jiye jane. Lakshmana recognized that Bharata is the one. They have already heard that Bharata is coming with all the assembly. And now he knows that Bharata is coming. And just behind him, at a little distance. But Bandhu saneha sarasehi ora, utsahib seva basajora. One side he was facing the love of the Bharata. Other side, his service to Rama. If you want to understand deeper meaning, this is the role of Lakshmana's role is the role of dhyana movement. The dhyana movement is deeply focused on Rama, jnana. But dhyana becomes much more embellished, much more nourished by bhakti, devotion. So, though Rama is the one that dhyana must face, but must have also a little sneak backward movement. Who is behind? What is stopping you from seeing Rama? Lack of devotion. That devotion is now as if opportunity has come and devotion is ready. मिली न जाई नहीं गुजरत बनई, सुकबी लखन मन की गति मनई. Lakshmana doesn't want to be separated from Rama. Here it's not exactly what I'm referring to. Lakshmana doesn't want that his service to Rama be interrupted even for a short time. If you are doing reflexology, Work for the feet, don't look back to people around you. And at the same time, Bharata's words and his love has awakened in Lakshmana's heart something, a different perspective of things. What should he do? And Tulsidaji says, even the best poets cannot really bring out the grace and beauty of Lakshmana's thought. How did Lakshmana feel? In between, one side is Rama, another side is Bharata. How does your meditation process feels? One side glimpsing wisdom, another side bhakti's patting on the back. The answer is indescribable. Any attempt to describe in language will be always limited. Then how best can Tulsidasi describe? He describes it. Chari changa janu khainch khelaru, rahe rakhi seva par bharu. Chari changa janu khainch khelaru. Changa. Changa refers to people who let their kite. That kite is patang. Old times, people used to enjoy a lot of seeing the kite moving into the sky, and they are the ones who hold it. And they are the ones they play with the kite, draw the string. Even while they are drawing, they are actually feeling the thrill of the soaring of this kite into the vast sky. That was the state of mind of Bharata, of Lakshmana. His mind was become like a kite. Kahat sa prem nai mahima tha, Bharat pranam karat raghunatha. Finally, with great love, bowing his head, he said to Sri Rama, O Ram, Bharata is offering adorations to you. He is doing pranam. Uthe Ram suni prema adhira, kahu pat kahu nishangak dhanu tira. Immediately Rama got up, as if very impatient. One place he falls his pitambara, cloth. Another says, fell his bow, an arrow, scattering all his decorations in his body. He rushes towards Bharata. That again gives you a big message. Same thing you hear in the Krishna and Sudama story. How Krishna jumps out of his throne and things on his body go helter-skelter. Behind all that, simple point that a spiritual aspirant should develop in his mind, that you are that all the effort you are making for your sadhana is not only one, it is not just one-sided. God is as if eager, waiting. And even in your effort, God is secretly inspiring you. So don't perspire too much. And that God is not there to count your defaults and give you punishment. That God is your friend of friends, His supreme friend. So that attitude towards God is a profound development in a spiritual progress. But as long as you keep God in an awesome distance and constant view God with such awe that your jaws never come to normality. With each worship, you distance yourself from God by showing your awe, by showing your fear, by by constantly counting your mistakes, that is not wise. Your attitude is good, and to that extent, your effort will not go in vain. But if you want the best success, do not develop that attitude towards God. Develop attitude towards God in such a way that just like a mother can play with a baby, friends can play with each other, opening their heart. In any deep, intimate relation, when the hearts open up, that state of experience must develop towards God. And that's called arjava, absolute straightforwardness, sincerity. I'm saying all this quickly, but that's the goal, that's the ideal before you. Ideal is to be understood, that's what you want. You went to the hospital, what do you want? You want health, not wealth. बर बसलिए उठायूर लाए कृपा निधान, भरत राम की मिलन लकी विसरे सबहि अपान. Rama, perforce, Bharata was completely down on the floor, but Rama quickly lifts him up by his strength and enfolds him in his loving arms. With such expression of love that all people who witnessed it, they lost the awareness of their own self. And let's be in laws for love. Om Ram 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 Ram. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om. Prayer for shower of Karunamaya Ras grace of Divine, of God, and may every soul develop Sanmati, the right understanding, and be blessed with Shakti, Bhakti, Mukti, strength to face situations, Bhakti, devotion, love. If you live your life with the delight of prem ras, love within your heart, love of God. God who is not distant, is ever present. And mukti, you are one with God. Every reflected sun is the sun. So with that type of inclination kindled in your heart, you become blessed with all blessings. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukmuva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyama Mritat. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kashchid Dukh Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Hari Om Tat Sat.